ॐ शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमामाद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीमभयदां जाड्यान्तकारापहां हस्ते स्फाटिकमालिकां विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितां वन्दे तां परमेश्वरीं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदां नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी तृतीयकक्षा एकनिमिषः। अस्तु। सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां नत्वा पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी अहं करोमि। Here it is given the breakup. Astu. Yesterday we had seen till here, or day before yesterday. Ayun, Rilrit, Eong, Ayouch, Hayavarat, Lan, Yamagananam, Jhabay, Garadash, Jabagaradas, Kapachatatav, Tatav, Kapai, Shashasar, Hal. Iti Maheshwara Sutrani, Anadi Sanyarthani. Iti Maheshwara Sutrani. Iti Sarve, Chaturdasha, Maheshwara Sutrani. अण आदि संज्ञा अर्थानि. अण आदि. Any ideas what अण here is?
Drop the last letter.
जी. पहले सूत्र में, in the first sutra, we drop this. So a, e, u in that sense. So for each of them, Ayun, Rulrik, Iong, Eong, Iouch, for each of them, iti Maheshwara Sutrani, An Adi Sanya Arthani. For the Sanyartha, Sanya Artho Yasya, Yesham, for these Sanya Artha, Maheshwara Sutrani are given. Yesham Antya Itaha. So now we have to see what is this Itaha. It is given below. Before that, yesterday we had seen quickly Sanya cha paribhasha cha vidhir niyama eva cha atidesho dikarasya shadvidam sutra lakshanam. 6 types of sutra. Of the 4,000 sutras or so, Chatussahasra sutrani santi Paniniya Ashtadhyayini. In these Chatussahasra Sutrani, some are Sanya, some are Paribhasha, Vidhi, Niyama, Atidesha, Adhikara. 6 categories of Sutra. So what is the Sutra? Sutra kim asti, kim bhavati? Sutra se Paribhasha kim bhavati? Alpaksharam asandigdam saravat vishwato mukam astobam anavadyancha sutram sutra vido vidohu. Alpaksharam. जो अल्पाक्षर, that you can explain in least letters, अल्पाक्षर, असंदिग्ध, without any sandeha, sandeha rahita, no ambiguity. Saravat, there is essence. Vishwatomukha, it will capture the whole picture. Astobham, without anything left to be said. And anavadyam, that is understood. So there are these 6 lakshanas of sutra. Sutram, sutra vido vido. So at the end of all these sutras, so these are also Maheshwara Sutrani. You can apply the same definition to this Maheshwara Sutrani also. 6 types of sutra, 6 types of lakshana. All of these lakshanas, they will fit in the Maheshwara Sutrani also. Alpaksharam, Asandigdam, all of these will come. येषाम् अन्त्य इतः येषां सूत्राणां tippani is given number 5. We will just quickly see fifth tippani here. Nanu katham karam yesham sutranam anadi sanyartatvam. How you say that these sutras are for this anadi sanya, for an etc. How do you say that? Iti chet tatra hai. Yesham iti yesham sutranam yesham chaturdasa sutranam ante भवा अंत्या अंतिमः चतुर्दश वर्णाः इतः इत्संज्ञका इति अर्थः. इत्संज्ञका means what? इत्संज्ञका effectively means to make sure, to show, दिखाने के लिए कि ये है सूत्र. Until here there is such sutra. At the end of sutra there are some letters. That next sutra is going to talk about these letters. They are called Itsanya. So in Ashtadhyayi also and in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, the first sutra, for example, is for Itsanya. Now what is this Itsanya? Laghu Kara himself explains what is this Itsanya. Hakaradishu Akara Ucharanartha. Dvitiya Prishta, second page. Hakaradishu. Hakaradi, where are Hakaradi? Any idea? Where will be Hakaradi here in Maheshwar Sutrani?
Hayavarat.
Samyak. Hayavarat. So this Hayavarat, you said Ha-ya-va-rat. Now can you say Ha-ya-va-rat without Akara? नहीं नहीं बोल सकते हैं. You cannot say. So that akara is for उच्चारणार्थः. हकारादिषु akara उच्चारणार्थः, for उच्चारणम. हकारादिषु akara, which संधि? संधि विच्छेद तो मैंने किया. हकारादिषु akara.
उत्व संधि.
हाँ, उत्व संधि ओके. But sutra? Not technically, no, but sutra? Eco energy. Eco energy. U plus va. In that way. There will be more of these. Akaradishu, akara, ucharanartha. Eco energy comes in other places also. Tu, it, sanyakaha. There also eco energy is coming. Okay, anyway. अकारादिशु अकार उच्चारणार्थ है. तो ह य वरट में जो अकार है, द अकार एंड ह य वरट, दैट इज फॉर उच्चारणम. लण मध्ये तु इत्संज्ञकः. लण मध्ये, लण दिस सूत्र मध्ये विल बी व्हाट? लण मध्ये किम अस्ति? ह य वरट हकारादि. अगले सूत्र है, नेक्स्ट सूत्र इज लण. किंतु लघुकार वदति लण मध्ये. हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड लण मध्ये? एनी गेसेस? When we say lan, it is la plus a. सम्यक. हाँ, तो मध्ये किम अस्ति? तो this is इत्संज्ञकः. लण मध्ये to इत्संज्ञकः. It is not for उच्चारणार्थः. All other akara is for उच्चारणार्थः. हकारादि. किंतु लण मध्ये तु इत्संज्ञकः. The middle of लण मध्ये इत्संज्ञकः. इत्संज्ञकः. We had studied samasa in Rachananuvada Kaumudi. How many types of samasa did we see? Anyone remembers? 6. Samyak. So which one is this samasa? Itsanyakaha. Which samasa?
इत की संज्ञा है, राइट?
हाँ.
षष्ठी तत्पुरुष.
If it was Shashti Tatpurusha, you would have to say itaha sanya, it sanya. However, here it is not it ki sanya. We are saying this land madhye kya hai? Akara hai. This akara is it sanya kaha. So not it sanya. It sanyo. Yes. हाँ, नहीं. it sanyo yasya. It iva sanya मतलब we don't need अन्य पद ना. This is अन्य पद. लन मध्य में अन्य पद है. अन्य पद प्रधान. Which समास is अन्य पद प्रधान?
राज्ञ पुरुषः. That one.
राज्ञ पुरुष षष्ठी तत्पुरुष. राज्ञः षष्ठी ना. षष्ठी एक
पुरुष बहुव्रीहि.
This is बहुव्रीहि. अन्य पद प्रधान is बहुव्रीहि, but राज्ञः पुरुष is षष्ठी तत्पुरुष. Because राज्ञः is what? षष्ठी. राजन शब्द षष्ठी एकवचनम राज्ञः. Here it is bahuvrihi, satyam. Anyapada akara is there. That is it sanya yasya akarasya it sanyakaha. That is the vyutpatti we will do for here. Samasa prakaranam will come. There is no need to rush. Samasa, it will come on its own. But because we see this, something to keep in mind. Swamiji in classes also keeps asking which samasa is this, which samasa is this. There is a shortcut. When you see kakara at the end of the samasa, it is going to be almost always bahuvrihi. Simple. क्योंकि उसका वैसे हो गया. अकारस्य फॉर अन्य प्रदान के अन्य प्रदान है, इसके लिए ककारा आया है. इन दैट वे यू कैन टेक इत संज्ञा यस्य. ओके. लण्मदे तु इत संज्ञकः. तो इत संज्ञकः किं भविष्यति? किं भवति इत संज्ञकः? हल अन्त्यम. पहले सूत्र, फर्स्ट सूत्र वी हैव सीन हल अंत्यम. This sutra and vritti, if you can repeat and say out ucharanam. Now we can do, or when there is time later on your own time you have to try and do. फिर वो मन में रहेगा. It will stay in the head and then easier to understand as well. Alantyam. उपदेशे अंत्यम हलित स्यात्. उपदेश आद्योच्चारणम सूत्रेषु अदृष्टम पदम सूत्रांतराद अनुवर्तनीयम सर्वत्र. दिस इज वेयर माहेश्वर सूत्राणि विल कम इनटू पिक्चर. इसके लिए हम पहले माहेश्वर सूत्राणि वी हैव सीन. We can say now, for example, I'll ask simple question. Ak means what? Here, if I say, somebody says ak, kim bhavishyati ak? हाँ. सम्यक. हाँ, बहु सम्यक. Ak pratyahara means a, i, u, ru, rik. हाँ. जो अंत में है, ये इत संज्ञा. You have to leave this. अ ई उ र ऋ एंड अंत में जो क है इत संज्ञा. यू लीव बोथ. whatever is left, that is ak. In all the sutras there will be ak. Sometimes 8 a to ta. Many times hal will come, her to il. Many pratyaharas may come. Always the technique is the same. Ant jo hai, that is it sanya. That is what they are saying here. Upadeshe antyam. A, I, un. This is the upadesha. A, I, un में अंत्य. Which is अंत्य? Na. सम्यक. हाँ, नकार है. उपदेशे अंत्यम हल. अंत्यम हल. That is consonant. अंत्य में जो हल है, नकार है. इत स्यात्. That is it. उपदेशे अंत्यम हल इत स्यात्. उपदेश आद्य उच्चारणम. तो उपदेश अ ई उ इण. Antya is it. Adya is ucharanam. So we do a e u. We do ucharana of that. A e u. That is why sometimes in Maheshwara Sutrani we have to say a e u r r e o I ung hayavara la yamagana. The last letter you give up and it should be able to, you should be able to say it without saying that it sanya at the end. वैसे जब बोल रहे हैं, when we say like that, it stays in the mind. Then it will be easy to say, okay, what is ak pratyahara and so on. Astu.
So what they are saying here is like the it sangyas are demarcations. The real ucharana artha are just the vyanjanas and swaras.
जी, जो आद्य, whatever is adya, that is ucharana. Adya meaning whatever is the beginning, that is ucharana.
Of the it sanya.
Of the upadesha. Beginning before the it sanya. Okay, that way you can say. Whatever is the beginning before the it sanya, that is ucharana. This whole thing is called upadesha. A, I, una. That is upadesha. And it sanya is at the end. And ucharanam of the beginning. Sorry, the handwriting is terrible. Upadesha, adya, ucharanam. Astu. Next. Sutreshu adrishtam padam. Sutrantarad anuvartaniyam sarvatra. Sutra mein, in each sutra, sometimes there are adrishta pada. Some padas we don't see. Sometimes there will be an extra understanding in some sutras. For example, okay, before that, because Abhaji, you asked that question on Itsanya. In total, how many Itsanyas are there? Any guesses? In all these?
14.
14. 14. Samyak. Because 14 sutras, ant mein 14 hai. But then, they also said, Lan madhye tu Itsanya ka. Lan madhye jo la, a, ina. This is also Itsanya ka.
Yeah, one more. That's 15. Yeah.
One more. Samyak. Samyak family. Lan madhye 14 plus 1, 15. Total 15 Itsanyas. Astu. Agre. Sutreshu adrishtam padam. Some padas are adrishta. Where to know that? Sutrantarat. Sutrantarat. When there is antara in shabda. How to do vyutpatti? Samasa. That is also a samasa. Sutrantarat is samasa. How to do samasa vigraha there? Any guesses? When we get अर्थांतरा, भाष्य टीका में बहुत आते हैं ना, आनंद गिरी जी महाराज also uses अर्थांतरा.
सूत्र के अंतर.
जी, but in Sanskrit.
In Sanskrit.
अन्यद.
So षष्ठी.
Sutrasya.
Sutrasya.
Sutrasya antaraha sutrantaraha. That is correct. That is not wrong. But when generally we have arthantara, sutrantara, etc., that means another sutra. So that is anyad. Anyad sutram sutrantaram. Ya anyad artham arthantaram arthaha arthantaraha. In that way. In Tika, etc., this comes a lot, right? So here what they are trying to say, sutrantarat anuvartaniyam sarvatra. Anyat sutram anuvartaniyam sarvatra. When there is some adrishtam padam in a sutra, sometimes it can be itsanya, sometimes it can be some other pada. It is given in anyat sutram, sutrantana. In this context, so now we are studying Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi. Ashtadhyayi has 4,000 sutras. Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi does not have 4,000. It has 1,000 something. So there are many sutras that are not in Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, but they are there in Ashtadhyayi. One of those example sutras, and another point being, some sutras are not even there in Laghu. Some sutras are there, but the order is different. For example, this is 133, Ashtadhyayi number, 133. 132. This sutra, the one before, in Laghu it comes later. It is about 27 or 28 or something. In the 20s it will come later. That sutra is also for each sanya. But Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudikara has felt that this order, jo halantyam, then adarshanal lopaha, then satya lopa, this order according to him is more meaningful. You will see why also. But when he says sutrantarat, in this context it can mean 132 sutra, anyat sutra. So another sutra is there. Which sutra? Somebody may ask. Sutrantara kim? Kasmin sutrantara asti? Purva sutra 1, 3, 2. जो द्वितीय सूत्र है in that prakaranam, that sutra is called, you can check also, that sutra is called Upadeshe Janunasika It. Can somebody check that sutra? 132.
Yeah. Upadeshe Anunasika It.
Upadeshe Janunasika It. That sutra is Aj Anunasika It. Upadeshe Aj Anunasika It. Upadeshe Janunasika. That sutra is introducing It. That is the first It Sanya Sutra. This is the second Halantyam. So, the Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudikara is giving this vritti. Sutreshu adishtam padam sutrantarat anuvartaniyam sarvatra. When sometimes we don't understand what some pada is, you go and see in the it is found in some other sutra. Basically, the meaning is there in Rakaranam. It is not, so nobody can say, oh, meaning is not there, suddenly they are bringing something new. No. It is there. Astu. Can someone read the whole sutra and vritti? Abhaji, please read. Patatu kripaya.
Halantyam onwards?
From Halantyam to Sarvatra.
Halantyam. Upadeshentyam halitsyat. Upadesha adyocharanam. Sutreshvadrushtam. Sutreshu adrushtam. Padam. Sutrantaraadanuvartaniyam sarvatra.
Samyak. This is Sutra and Vritti. Last year, before our classes in Kailas Ashram, before classes started, we were often chanting Sutra and Vritti. This much was that practice. First Sutra, then Laghu Vritti. That was what was expected then. Nowadays they are not asking us to chant. But if in the future it comes back, this is what is to be chanted.
And there you have to do it from memory, isn't it?
Ji. Ideally you do from memory. If it's not possible to memorize, you can read also. But ideally from memory. Astu, agre. Adarshanam lopaha.
Adarshanam lopaha.
Darshanam lopaha. Prasaktasya adarshanam lopasanyam syat. Prasaktasya adarshanam lopasanyam syat. So, pehle we see what is this lopaha. Lopaha means when something is left. So, we will take our example again. A, I, U, in. Here we are leaving in. So, nakara is lopa. what is not seen in the sutra or pratyahara? जैसे अर्ण या अक में, in ak pratyahara nakara does not come. It is prapta, it is there, but we are doing lopa of it. So nakara will get lopa. Prasaktasya means praptasya. Maybe they have given here. No, they have not given. Anyway, vidyamanasya. Prasaktasya fifth tippani means vidyamanasya. Vidyamanasya, whatever is there. जो विद्यमान है, whatever is already existing. Prasaktasya adarsanam lopa sanyam. So what is this lopa? Whatever is existing but we don't see it. Adarsanam here means ashrutam, ashravanam, anucharanam, that is adarsanam. Praptasya anucharanam. Jaise, when we do ak pratyahara, we just say a, I, u, r. This is prapta. Praptasya anucharanam, we don't do acharana of this nakara. So it is called lopa. Whatever is prapta and we don't do anucharana. Okay, now there is a question. Takara is also not there. Jaise nakara is not there. Takara api nasti. Ataha takara api lopaha iti nava. Takara is also not there, so takara also should be called lopa, right?
Can we go back to the sutra which takara is not there?
A, I, U, this one. We are saying in ak pratyahara.
Yes.
There is no takara. This takara is not there at all. In a, I, U,
But it is not part of the sutra. So it has to be in the sutra and it has to be not said.
Samyak.
Then it is.
That is what is meant by prasaktasya. Vidyamanasya. Tippani 5. Vidyamanasya. Whatever is there, it is there in the sutra. Uske adarshanam is called lopa. So many things are not there, but they will not be called lopa. Only something that is there and you don't do shravanam of it or ucharanam of it, then it is called lopa. Prasaktasya adarshanam lopa sanyam syat. These are all called sanya sutras. In these 6 prakar ke sutras, sanya cha paribhasha cha vidir niyama eva cha. Sanya, this is the first sutra. So this adarshanam lopaha etc., they are sanya sutras. Why? Because lopa sanya is being talked about. Lopa sanyam syat. Prasaktasya adarshanam lopa sanyam syat. In Rachananuvada Kaumudi, we had a very clear approach. We saw sanya, then we saw dhatu, then we saw sandhi, फिर pratyaya, फिर samasa. Or sandhi, then samasa, then pratyaya. It is very clear. We said, okay, there are 5 pillars. If you know these 5 pillars, you will know Sanskrit. You can read Bhashya Tika comfortably without any help. That is correct, because sanya will give meaning of shabda. Dhatu will give meaning of shabda. Sanya will also mean Shashti, Ekavachanam, Rama Shabda, Ramasya. That is given in sanya. And then Pashas, Drish Dhatu, Pratama Purusha Ekavachanam, Pashyati. That is given in Dhatu, Latlakara. Sandhi is there. Sutreshu Adrishtam Palam. All this we do Sandhi. Pratyaya, we do different pratyayas. Anuvartaniyam is pratyaya, for example. And samasa is there, it sanyakaha. You know these 5 things. You can read basically Sanskrit. You don't need any help. So that system was there. In Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, the system is different. They have thrown out this system. They bring their own system. First, they will talk about Sanya Sutras, the definition sutras. Then they will go to different prakaranam. Then suddenly Sandhi prakaranam will come. Then suddenly Samasa prakaranam will come. The system is slightly different. So it requires a little more patience in that sense. But if you are able to understand what is happening in Laghu, then you can understand complex Sanskrit also. The small shabdas, you will understand what is going on. When some sutra talks about hal, you understand. When Bhashyakara will say halehe madhyam kimapi nasti, in something he may say to refute Vaiyakaranaha or Mimamsakaha, you don't need to think, oh, what does that mean? That is clear now, because in Laghu these things are extra.
Just one basic question, Gurji. Sorry, when we say hal, so on our 5th Maheshwara Sutrani starts with a ha. Would you go from there till the 14th end, or?
Very good question. Thank you, Sundarji.
14th also has hal.
What do you think? What is your feeling?
I think it has to go from the 5th to the 14th then.
Okay, why?
Because again there, when you say hal in the 14th, then you're again talking about only the madhyama a.
Okay. Correct.
Not only that one, because of that's all Vyanjanashra, they mention hal.
Correct. Absolutely. That is the right answer. Both are correct, but Swamiji, very correct. You see, ha, ya, va, ra. You leave ta. La, leave na. Nya, ma, nga, na, na. Leave ma. Ja, ba, nya out. Ga, da, dha, sha out. Ja, ba, ga, da, dha, sha out. Ka, pa, cha, tha, ta, cha, ta, ta, va out. Ka, pa, ya out. Sha, sha, sa, ra out. Ha. These are all the Vyanjanas. Haya varala, yamanana, javagadada, javagadada, kapha chatata chatata, tata, kapha shashasaha. All Vyanjanas are here.
Correct.
So hal means Vyanjana. For this reason, it is from 5 to 14. Abaji.
Ji. And also the it sangya, right? The one with the halant is the end. So this la, which is in the 6th one, is actually a full letter, right?
Correct. This la will be counted.
So that we cannot stop there. It has to go to the end of 13.
Antima Vyanjana only is going, na? Here what is given for it? Upadesha Antyam Hal. Antyam Hal is Itta. In Lan, La is not Antyam. So you count it.
No.
Astu. Thank you, Sundarji. This I forgot to say. Thanks. Astu. Agre. Next sutra. We have time for one more sutra. Tasya lopaha.
Tasya lopaha.
Tasyeto lopaha syat. Anadayo anadi artaha. Tasyeto sandhi vichcheda. सन्धि विच्छेद किम् अस्ति कथम् अस्ति
तस्य अत
तस्यः
Is it the yah?
No. Tasya. Tasya is prathama pada. Tasya, no visarga, only tasya. Fir? Ito. Ito. Tasya, ito. Ito is itaha, basically. There visarga is there. Visarga has become okara.
That means A plus A is equal to E, yeah?
A plus E is A.
A plus E is A.
Is A. That is why tasya, here akara is there. Fir itaha, here ikara. This has become tasyeta, ekara. And E, they have become A. Which Sandhi Sutra does anyone remember?
That is that
Samyak. Adgunaha. Adgunaha Sandhi Sutra. It will come later. No, don't worry if new. It will come. Sandhi Prakaram, Adgunaha will come. Rachananavada Kaumudi we had seen. So I'm asking. Sandhi Sutra is Adgunaha. Tasya itaha. Tasyetaha. Then Visarga has become Okara. This is another Sandhi Sutra. Hashicha. It has become okara because lakara is the next akshara. But hashicha also will come later. Samyak. Tasyeto lopaha syat. Tasya lopaha. So which lopa will happen? That is the question. जो प्रसक्त है and आदर्शन है. जैसे in a, i, un, nakara is prapta, it is there. So prasakta is there. Prasaktatva hai. Prasaktatva asti. Adarshanatva api asti. Because nakara we don't see in a, I, u, r, r. It is not swara. So that will become lopa. Tasya lopaha. Nakaradi. Nakaradi. Tasya lopaha. That is what is given here. Nadayo. Anadi artaha. Nadayo. Na. Adi. Nadi.
15.
Ji. All, everything. All the anta. Na. Adi. Nadi. A, I, un, r, rik. All of those. Na, ka, everything. Na, adi. Adayoho. In Rama Shabda, Shashti Vibhakti, what is Shashti Vibhakti Shabdas?
Ramasya.
Then?
Ramayoho, Ramana.
Ramasya, Ramayoho, Ramana. So, Nadayoho will be which Vibhakti? Shashti. Shashti. Dvivachanam, okay, but which Vibhakti? Shashti Vibhakti. Nadaya. Then, if you want to say, because here Nada Yoho is not there. Na? In Rama Yoho, after Okara there is Visarga. And in Rama Shabda Dvitiya Vibhakti, how would it go?
Ramam, Ramo, Raman.
Raman, Samyak. And Pratama Vibhakti?
Rama, Ramo, Ramaha.
Samyak. So this way we should know Rama Shabda and all. Somebody will say, okay, what is Shashti Vibhakti? Then what is Dvitiya? Then Pratama will come. Then someday Saptami will come. If we are able to remember this way, it's very good. Astu, correct. So Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha. That is first. Here they have given Nadayaha. Astu. Then Hari Shabda. Hari Shabda Pratama Vibhakti. How did it go?
Harihi, Hari. Harayaha.
Harayaha. Samyak. So Pratama Bahuvachanam is Harayaha. Here we have said Nadi. Nadi is the Shabda, jaise Hari is the Shabda. Pratama Bahuvachanam Harihi. So Nadi Pratama Bahuvachanam will be what? Sorry, Pratama Bahuvachanam Harayaha. So Nadi Pratama Bahuvachanam? Nadayaha. That is what is given here. You see? Nadayaha. Visarga became Okara. Nadayaha became Nadayo. Nadi Shabda. Na. Adi. Nadi. Pullinga. Ikaranta Pullinga. Like Hari. Harihi Hari Harayaha. Nadihi Nadi Nadayaha. Prathama Bahuvachanam Nadayaha. For all the Nadayaha, 15 are there. Na, Ik, all of those things are there. All these Nadayahas, An, Adi, Arthaha. An, Adi. An here means that Pratyahara. So this An includes A, I, U. So when we say for Na, Nadi, we'll just take only this. Na will get Lopa. So what is left?
Ayu.
That is An. When you do Lopa of all the Nas, jo Na jaise hain, whatever is left, for that Artha, Lopa is done. Tasya Lopaha is the sutra. Kasya Lopaha? Nadayaha. Nadaya is Nadayoho. Nadayanam Lopaha. Lopa of all the Na. So let us take this example. Rul Rik. Nadi jaise kya hai? Na jaise. Ka. So you will do Ka. You will do Lopa of Ka. What is left? For the Artha of R and R, Kakara Lopa is happening. That is why they say Nadayo Anadi Artaha. Nadayoho. Na, Ka, Nga, Cha. All of these are Lopa for the sake of Anadi. An, Rik, Eong, Eng, I, Ouch. Also you can do all the way you can say Ak. Nadayoho Ak Adi Artaha Nadayasya Nadayanam Lopaha. Lopa of all the Na Adi are happening so that you understand, okay, Ak means A, I, U, R, R. So that we understand Ang means A, I, U, R, R, A, O. Ach means A, I, U, R, R, A, O, I, Au. For that sake, Nadayoho Lopaha Bhavishyati. Nadayanam Lopaha Bhavishyati. Astu. We stop here. Kopi prashno asti va? Na. Astu.
One question, Akarji.
Ji. Vadatu.
When we answered Sundarji's question, so the her one.
Ji.
If we can go to Maheshwara Sutrani, please. So, what my understanding was, from her to la, it sangya la, yeah, it letter la. Till that we take, it is not the reason that it has to cover all the swaras, but it's the effect.
Vyanjana.
Vyanjanas, yeah. So it is the effect, right? It is the result because of that, but it is not because we want to cover all the Vyanjanas. That is why we are considering this la. Am I making sense?
No, it is both. See, when we say hal in Vyakaranam, in many sutras it will come. Hal will be given. When hal comes, you have to understand all Vyanjanas.
Yes.
So the effect, you are correct. Effect to give the effect, but also to cover. Why not to cover? See, from hal to her to this il, all Vyanjanas are being covered. The Vyanjanas don't come before this. A, U are not Vyanjana. R, A, O, I, O, none of these are Vyanjana.
That's all.
What I was trying to say was, why do we consider from that her, which is in Sutra 5, to the end of 14, is because here the la is the halantala. Okay. And why do we not stop at the start of 6 is because that la is a... That is what.
Also, that is one reason. Also, when you talk about pratyahara, so this hal is called a pratyahara. Ak is called pratyahara. An is pratyahara. When you talk about these pratyaharas, they should end in the final letter only. They cannot end in the first letter.
Yes.
You cannot say, I will talk about ar pratyahara. There is no ar pratyahara. It doesn't exist.
Correct.
No.
That is
okay.
Ji. Astu. If there are no other questions, we will meet again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay? Om. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om.